School of Rock! School of Rock! School of Rock! Oh my god, hey! Welcome back to my Stagy YouTube channel. If you are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Mickey Joe and I am obsessed with all things theatre. At this point, is anyone seeing my face for the first time, or have you all seen my face before? I have come on here today to tell you all about the new UK tour of School of Rock, the musical. I was recently invited to go and see this on press night at the new Wimbledon Theatre, which is super exciting because this is the kind of show I know I'm always going to have a good time at. It's so endearing, it's so uplifting, it's just fun. So I'm going to be letting you know all about the show, what some of my favourite moments were, which were my favourite performances, where I thought maybe it could be strengthened in a couple of places, and I'm going to be giving you my full YouTube review after this little sneak peek of the curtain call. Obviously, it being a press night, I was given this complimentary program, and as we know by now, I do not like to keep them because I am a hoarder and I have a problem, and I will just buy programs at every single show I go to, which is what I used to do, and it got expensive. It's expensive to be Mickey Joe. Niche reference, tune it, not musical theatre. So I'm going to be doing another hashtag Mickey Joe giveaway of this program. All you have to do to be in with a chance of winning this program is to comment down below with hashtag Mickey Joe giveaway. Make sure that first you have liked and subscribed to my channel. And if you would like an extra chance to win this program, head over to my Twitter and Instagram feeds, also at Mickey Joe Theatre, where you can share the posts there for an extra entry. Full details about the competition terms and conditions will be in the description. Best of luck to you. So let's talk about the show. Now, this is something, when it was first announced as a musical, I don't know if I was here for it because it felt very commercial to me. But then after having seen it, School of Rock as a musical makes perfect sense, and it focuses on all of the right things, which is the kids. And my favorite thing about this was the kids, which kind of blows my mind in a way, because I am someone who didn't used to enjoy children being on stage. I don't know if adulthood or maybe working in education has made me more amenable to the idea of children on stage. I'm going to shout out Chitty Chitty Bang Bang for being a bad example of this, because you've got the children singing a song and then they go off and then they come back on and they do a little reprise of Truly Scrumptious and they just stand there and then they get rapturous applause. I think it's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang I'm talking about. It could be a Mary Poppins moment, but anything where a child just has to sound slightly cute and kind of half sing their way through something, rapturous applause. Aren't they adorable? Aren't they precious? Bothers me. But the kids in this show are so unbelievably talented. Not only are they playing their own instruments, classical and rock, but the way that they are performing performing with those instruments and giving you accents and giving you acting and beautiful singing and comic timing, which takes a very long time to learn and is the most impressive of all of these things. And the way that they show this vulnerability and this duality, like they all go on a journey and you see this change within all of them. So often we see child characters on stage, they're just like, I am a kid and that's my character. We're gonna steal things. I hope a rich man adopts me. But like the journey that these children go on throughout the show is just inspiring, and they really are the heart of the show and why it's so easy to love. Now, star rating wise, I struggled over this one. I settled on a 4-star rating. At moments in the first act, it nearly teetered down to a 3, and I'll tell you why. I think the issue for me started with when I climbed to the top of Mount Rock. We had the first verse, and then we went into the chorus, and there was a modulation down. Now, not everyone's vocal type has to be a high tenor. I'm not saying high keys are always better, but something about it just sucked all of the energy out of the song. And I felt like this was very symptomatic of much of the first act. It was just lacking in energy for me until the band started, until those great moments started. I mean, all of your favorite memories of the film of School of Rock are when he's in the classroom with the kids, right? Or when they're performing. So it's the build up to that that kind of drags. For it to work, he needs to be really endearing from the off, and I feel like I took slightly longer to warm to him than I would like. And the same with the principal character as well. You know, she really wins you over in a big way in the show when she gets to sing in the second act and you find out more about her character, but until that point, she is not at all likable. And I feel like the brilliant Joan Cusack in the film is still endearing and funny from the off, even though she's clearly this very uptight character. I want to talk about each of the cast now. Now, Jake Sharp, I really enjoyed as Dewey Finn. You have such expectations of him as this character, of anyone playing this character, because of Jack Black's performance in the movie. You know, he has to have a very specific physicality. He has to have the comic presence. He has to be able to sing like a rock star. He has to have the connection with the children. He does an awful lot in this show, and I was marveling at some of the scenes where I'm thinking, he's not leaving the stage here. He's just putting on a different blazer, coming back on, and now he's talking to the teachers, and then because he's the central point of the whole show, we really never have that many moments without him. It's really on his shoulders. He is carrying this show in a big, big way. He is joined by Rebecca Locke as Rosalie Mullins. If you don't know Rebecca Locke, if you don't already love Rebecca Locke, where have you been? Rebecca Locke, a lovely supporting scene stealer in many a West End and touring production. I loved her in Curtains. I've loved her in Heathers in the West End. I loved her in the Gypsy concert I saw a couple of weeks ago. And I feel like she's now reaching the age where she can play all the roles that her voice makes perfect sense for. She has this brilliant, brassy Broadway voice, but she can also give you all of the operatic soprano moments. She gets to showcase this duality of her voice very well in this show. I really enjoyed her performance of Where Did the Rock Go? She got enormous applause for it. It really connected with the people in the audience. Knowing how great a vocalist she is, I think I set her a really high bar, and I maybe wanted a little bit more just ruthlessness and letting rip when she gets to that chorus moment. If you don't know it, go listen to it. She also did this thing I found it very hard to get around, which is she kept going, where did the rock go? Rather than where did the rock go? And I just wanted that fluidity of it rather than the slightly Peter Griffin-esque version. Not to say she didn't sound incredible. She did. It's just, you know when someone does something vocally that just bothers you? Another thing I really loved of her, we were on the far right hand side near the front of the dress circle, and when they do the actual performance, when he abducts all the children at the end and takes them to go and perform in the Battle of the Bands, she came out and stood right at the front of the circle. And other than the obnoxious woman in front of me taking pictures with an entire camera, it was really lovely getting to see her and the two dads of Tamika being annoyed and being frustrated, and then when Tamika starts singing, she's like pointing and she's beaming with pride and they're getting so excited, and it was lovely just to see her portraying that side of her character. Really, all of the moments in the second act after the bar scene where she gets to be sort of girlish and flirty, just a lovely colour on her. My other favourite in the adult cast was Matthew Rowland as Ned. He doesn't get that many moments, but he milked every single one for every laugh that he could get. Just his demeanour, his physicality, his characterisation, hilariously funny. Nadia Violet Johnson played his girlfriend Patty. Now, you are not meant to like her. She is very much the antagonist of this story and the proponent of Dewey giving up his dreams and getting a job and moving out. And she did the uptight, ball-busting, prissy thing very well. I just think tonally it was pitched a little bit left of where it wanted to be. Like, everyone else is giving you like sitcom-y How I Met Your Mother comedy, and she was giving me Law and Order a little bit. It was just a little bit too intense. The vibe was right, the tone was wrong. Now, I would really love to shout out each of the child actors I saw, especially those in the bigger roles, as Summer, as Zach, as Katie, as Tamika, Billy and Freddie and Lawrence. I think Suparnika Nair played Tamika. She had a beautiful voice, absolutely stunning. I think Oliver Pierce was Lawrence. I really enjoyed his comic timing. He was hysterically funny. And the scene where he was telling Dewey that he doesn't have friends just broke my entire heart. I think William Laborde was Zach. He was great. Phenomenally jealous of the guitar skills. I was never that good at his age. Honestly, how they get this many children with that insane list of talents needed for these roles is just crazy to me. As I'm scanning through this, there's a girl credited with playing Freddie, which I think is really cool and interesting. Kalen Ayres Fonseca, I think, must have been the Billy that I saw. Really funny. He gets some great lines to deliver, and he really understood the comedy of what he was doing, which is very impressive to me. Now, I expected to walk away from this performance telling you that one of the big rock numbers was the highlight, like a Stick It to the Man, like a Teacher's Pet. I think I'm still so won over by If Only You Would Listen when they sing it the first time to their parents. It was such a clever thing to put into the show because it's not really based on much of a moment from the film, and to give that insight into their perspective where they're singing with their own voices. It's not a conversation that they're having with Dewey. It's not him bringing anything out of them. It's just them owning being in a musical and singing their feelings. It's really my favorite part of the story, and it's where you start to connect with the heart of what it really means. It's not about him making a band and him achieving his dreams. It's about what he awakens in these young people and what he helps them to discover. And maybe it's just me as a teacher feeling like that's an incredibly powerful thing, but I love that song and it gets me every single time. You know, I think for teachers, they can be understandably reluctant to go to something that's a little too close to home on, a Friday night after work or on a weekend. But there's so much heart in this, and it will just refill your passion for whatever it is you're doing. If you work in education, any level of education, go and see this show and just go and be filled with positivity and joy and a reminder of why you do what you do, because that's exactly what it did for me. And it made me think of my own students in a very positive way. But also, I think this show has such broad appeal because of the nature of the music and the nature of the story and the comedy. Families can go to this, parents can go to this, you can take your young people, you can take your boyfriends, you can take your dads. This is not one of those musicals that blokes aren't going to like. This is a show that appeals to everyone. Who didn't love this movie the first time around? Who isn't going to love it being performed on stage with hilarity, with extra music? And it just speaks to creativity and passion and heart. And those are all lovely things. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my channel for plenty more stagey content, including lots of other reviews coming very soon. If there's something else you would like me to review or talk about on my channel, let me know in the comments section down below. And if you've already seen the UK tour of School of Rock or you're going to be seeing it soon, you can let me know about that as well. Don't forget to comment with hashtag #MickeyJoeGiveaway to be in with your chance of winning an exclusive School of Rock souvenir program. And if you want to support me as a stagey content creator, head over to patreon.com/MickeyJoeTheatre, where you can gain access to all sorts of exclusive photo and video content that I'm releasing just there. I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day.
For 10 more seconds, I'm Mickey Joe Theatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!